Okay, I think I'm live now. Happy New Year, everybody. If you're watching the stream already, it is 2025, which is pretty cool. Let me make sure that we are actually streaming. Okay. Looks like yes. Sorry, I'm very new to this. How many times, how long do you think I can get away with saying I'm new to this before it doesn't work anymore? I feel like I'm just going to keep on using it for as long as I can. Um, but this is only my third reaction stream. The second one was a disaster. My buddy Joe joined me, and we were going to react to Jubilee. They did a stream. They did a video that had my buddy Zoe on there, and we were trying to react to that. And they took me down after about 30 minutes, saying that it was copyrighted. So now I'm not sure what I can react to and what I can't react to. Anyway, I appealed that. It was like a warning on my channel, and the appeal was granted. But I mean, obviously, it kills the streams when they take them down. So I have to be careful, and I have to watch my own video to make sure that um, I don't know. I don't know how you get the warnings because they said that they were warning me. Anyway, y'all don't care. Um, what's up, doggo? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here as always. You're one of the people who hangs around in my streams, and I appreciate that. We had fun last night, right? That was fun. We played Neva. Yeah. Cool game about dogs. We had a game about a doggo with doggo in the chat, which was cool. I mean, technically it was a wolf deer. Not sure what. But anyway, that was cool. All right. So, what are we going to do today? I thought we would stream reactions to some of the great people on YouTube right now. And in this stream, mainly, I'm going to do people who are, by the way, they're all bigger than my channel. So, this isn't like, oh, I'm granting them, views, but they're not like the massive channels. So, these are all people who are having success, but I want to put my thumb on the scale a little bit for them as well. Especially, I think we're gonna start with Vegan Gays, and the reason we'll start with Vegan Gays is because that's what she does for other channels. She has driven me to so many good channels on YouTube because she uses her channel to shout out other channels, which is really cool. She did some street outreach a few days ago, or at least it was posted a few days ago. And so I have not watched it yet. I have clicked on it, I have liked it, but I have not viewed all the way through. So we're going to do that today. By the way, I say this all the time, but if there's anything that y'all want me to react to, let me know. Okay. And as long as I can do it, I will do it, with the copyright. Yeah, I lurk on her streams also, doggo. She is great. Okay. So let me relearn how to do all this. Share screen. Okay, the first one, share. Okay, we're streaming that. Okay, that worked? I think that worked. I don't know why there's this blue background, but anyway. All right, this is Vegan Gays. Hey, Felix, nice to see you. It's always helpful when activists promote other activists and bring them to the attention of others. Agreed. Yeah, and that's something that I learned from Vegan Gays and David Rams. And I mean, it's not something I learned, but it's something I appreciate from their channels that they've done that. So that's how I've been driven to so many cool activists and stuff. And I just like to, you know, promote them back, even though my channel's small, I can't do that much. But, it's possible that some people have found my channel that haven't found theirs. So anyway, let's take a look at this one. What he says to a vegan is wild. 17 minutes. And by the way, when I watched some of these back, I've realized that sometimes the stream isn't smooth, like when I'm watching these. So hopefully it will be smooth. I can't guarantee it, but the audio has been smooth. The video's been a little choppy sometimes. So sorry about that. I don't know what to do about that. I should call my buddy Joe and get him to do his tech support magic on my channel, but he's busy. I don't want to bother him with that. So, all right, let's watch this.
You can walk that back.
Oh, and make sure that the audio is help me with the audio to make sure it's not like a huge imbalance between how loud she is versus how loud I am.
Any point if you want to.
I think that. Oh no, I stand by it.
Okay.
I think she's going to go down a plant-based route. That's where you lose me.
You're talking to one right now.
In which case, you need to be doing it different.
How so? Would you say that you are?
She's
an
a lot
animal lover
quieter.
yourself?
Well, yeah, I've had a cat since she was a kitten, so.
Is it just specifically cat animals like dogs or cats, or do you love animals generally?
Generally. Yeah.
So what would you say is a loving thing to do to an animal?
Well, basically, if they need anything, then if they want it, then you go and get it.
Yeah, like
sounds good.
serve them.
Okay, good.
Basically, what would you say is an unloving thing to do to an animal?
Put it outside.
Put them outside, yeah, like out in the cold,
Yeah.
or so, like abuse them or something like that. Can you think of anything that we do societally that would be unloving to a given animal?
Yeah, there's loads of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I won't say them on the microphone. No.
You won't say them on the microphone?
No.
Okay, now that I'm like caught up. So anyway, that's Vegan Gaze. I know Felix, you and Doggo, I know you guys know about Vegan Gaze already, but for anybody else that hasn't subbed to her channel, please go ahead and do so because she rocks. And also is a really, really nice person, which I like to point out every time I have someone like on my channel. I just like people to know how nice the people are behind the scenes. And Vegan Gaze, is definitely one of the really, really nice people.
Do you think, what do you think about practices like the dairy, the meat, the egg industry, for example?
Where's this leading?
To here exactly. To the meat, dairy, egg industries,
here,
or
exactly.
animal testing, things like that?
Animal testing, I don't agree with it,
Mhm.
right? But but we have to get our food from somewhere.
So obviously, with the animals, what do they eat? The farmed animals, what are they fed?
Well, it's generally what farmer gives them.
Yeah, like crops that we could technically eat, right?
Yeah, but an animal's got to eat.
So I believe, and I am definitely not an expert at any of this stuff, but what farm animals are primarily fed are corn, wheat, soy, and alfalfa. I think those are the four main crops that are fed to farm animals. And most people just think they're eating grass. That's not the case. Even grass-fed animals are typically grain finished. So again, I'm admitting that I am not an expert on everything. I have read a lot, but that's what I think is the main thing. So obviously wheat, corn, soybeans, we eat. So we could just eat that. So it's a good point that she's making.
Staying us.
Yeah. So do you think that we have to eat them?
Well, if you want to have a good, healthy life, then yeah, you do need some meat in you, yeah.
Well, luckily, we have data like from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that states that plant-based diets are suitable for all stages of life.
Right, so if this is going to go down a plant-based route, that's where you lose me. Yeah.
Why is that?
Why? Because
he's all irritated, isn't he?
Right, you're just eating veg. Yeah.
And
so where's your protein coming from?
Well, I go to the gym every day nearly, and I have to.
Yeah, she's hitting the gym. She told me. Vegan Gaze is going to get buff. Stay tuned. I'm not sure if she's doing like heavy weights or cardio, but she is hitting the gym. So she's brought that up several times. They often get fed wastage products from other nearby industries. I heard of a farm where the cows ate a lot of corn chips and chocolate. Interesting. Yeah, and there was a horrific expose done where they were talking about pigs being, sorry, I hit the P on that. Pigs being fed back other pigs like intestines and crap. Like it was disgusting. And that's something that actually happens. I don't know how widespread it is, but you could look up, damn, I'm forgetting what they call it. But anyway, you could Google that if you want to learn more about that lovely practice. I think if you just Google like pigs fed their own intestines or something like that. So anyway, lovely stuff.
Get like between about 120 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So I'm eating things like powdered nut butters.
Yeah, they have
I'm
Felix.
eating vegan chicken, vegan beef,
Yeah.
vegan eggs,
Yeah.
scrambled tofu, stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah, but that's your choice, isn't it? Right?
Everything's a choice.
Go and say that to a bodybuilder.
I am becoming a bodybuilder.
Oh,
so
she's
you're
becoming a
talking to one right-
bodybuilder. I told you she's gonna be buff. She's gonna be buff. Okay. You know what? Like I think vegan gaze is visible enough that I'm gonna take down my comments so that I can post y'all's comments and show what you guys are saying. So yeah, Felix, the marketers have done a very effective job of convincing people that protein equals animals. Yes, they have really done that. And I feel like a lot of the bro science people, like the Joe Rogans, they've really hammered that message home to susceptible audiences as well, which is really unfortunate. By the way, since this audience is so small, I can look at every one of your comments, of course. So if you guys don't want me to post your comments on the screen, just let me know. Because we'll make this like, interactive and stuff.
right now.
In which case you need
He's trying to get away.
How so? So we're talking to animal lovers.
That was a quick one. That guy just wasn't having it. I wonder what she is doing to draw them in. I feel like some people would just walk up if they saw a camera and a microphone, but I've heard from some people, for instance, what's his name? Debug Your Brain, really lovely activist as well, says that he would post a sign, help me grow my YouTube channel, answer provocative questions. That's a nice draw to pull people in. So they don't know they're going to be asked about animal rights or veganism. And that's cool because that will, like, for two reasons. Like, one, that just like gets more authentic people to walk up. It also avoids like people who just want to come up and troll veganism because, we've seen plenty of that.
Lovers today, trying to get their opinion on things, and you would consider yourself an animal lover.
Most definitely.
Yeah, why would you consider yourself an animal lover?
Because nature is an amazing thing and we need to protect it more than anything else. And I just think that they have such undying love to us, especially pets, that kind of thing, and even more than pets.
Yeah.
I mean, things that we can.
Are y'all sure the audio is good? Because it seems so quiet to me. But if it's good, it's good.
Such a range of emotion.
Yeah,
it's incredible to see. So I think because they have such a high capacity for love for us, I think that's why I love them.
What would you say is a loving thing to do to an animal?
Belly rubs.
I think caring for it. I think making sure that it has the best conditions that it needs. Making sure that you give it, little treats, little snacks every now and then. All the things just the things you do for a person. Treat them to nice things.
Because we are animals as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
What would you say comes to mind as an unloving thing to do to an animal?
Good questions.
I think negligence.
Negligence.
I think just not. If it's an animal under your care, obviously there are animals that live without our interaction at all.
Yes.
But I think, like zoos, if you bring an animal out of its natural habitat, put it in like a concrete box, I think that's horrendous. It needs to have its, all of the things it needs out in nature. So I think just, make negligence.
So I'm seeing like negligence, like abuse thing.
So I don't know if y'all saw the interview I did with Richard Vegan Gaines, but I talked to Richard a bit about this incessant use of the word it for animals, and we kind of debated it a little bit. I don't think it's that big a deal, but I do think that it's one, I think that activists should try to use them or something as much as they can. I mean, I don't mean that calling out people, because that would be obnoxious, but just in our own heads, like trying to remember. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I think it's one of those societal shifts that would be helpful. And I just noticed that this guy is using the word it to describe animals very often. Give it, like, again, not the hugest deal, but it kind of, and I don't think you should correct people like when you're doing like street outreach. I don't think that would be very helpful. I think it's more for activists. But yeah, it's just, I imagine he's someone who does exploit animals. And I think that when you say it does make it a little bit easier. Again, not something we need to necessarily waste a lot of time on, but I think as activists, if we can like remember in our heads when we say it, like, oh, I mean them or something like that. That's my opinion. What do y'all think?
Things like that, like, would you consider that abuse, like to put them in a
Yeah, not giving them the things that the necessities that they need, that is most definitely abuse.
And here's the big question that's quite thought-provoking. What do you think about industries that exist, like the meat, the dairy, the egg industry, or animal testing, things like that? What's your opinion on them? Do you think they're loving to do to animals?
So just animal produce in general, that kind of the industry as a whole.
Yeah, so like,
It sounds like she didn't have some kind of sign that tipped them off to what she was going to talk about either, because they seem to be kind of stumbling, like they're stumbling into the conversation in a way.
meat, dairy, eggs, or other purposes like animal testing, vivisection, these things where we use animals.
Yeah, I think much like people, I think there are both good things and bad things. I disagree massively with battery farming of like chickens, that kind of thing. I know that it is a process, and eventually, at some point, cows, chickens, things like that become meat. And I do think that on the industrial scale, it's destroying the planet, especially.
Hang on. Are y'all not seeing the video? I'm confused. I look at my own stream and I'm not seeing the video. Are y'all hearing the video? What's going on? We should set a good example by not using it. We should also be careful to avoid speciesist language and expressions, although I still get caught out using them on occasion. Yeah, same. You see and hear the video? Okay. Why am I not? That's so strange. I don't get it. Okay. When I look at my own stream, I just see myself, and that is weird. But anyway, we're all good. Okay, good.
Not only just harvesting or getting what the product out of it, if we will. I think it's taking care of them on a mass scale, and doing it wrong is awful. There are so many laws and regulations, but unfortunately they just can't get around to all of them. There will always be people who think they can get around it.
Yeah.
Which I think is the worst thing. I think the farming of it, not too bad. The way they go about it, awful.
Yeah, do you think...
So far, I think this guy's really honest and engaging in the conversation really well.
I think it would be loving to bring someone into existence, even on a smaller scale. Use them, know their day of death, because you're going to do it, and then kill them. Would you say that's a thing an animal lover would do?
Thanks, guys.
I think so. I think, to be honest, if it is brought in for a purpose, I understand it's very macabre when you think about it. But life is pretty macabre. there's a lot of dark things, and I think as long as it's given the best life that it can while it's alive,
Mhm.
it may have the intended purpose of being killed at the end of it.
Mhm.
But I think that's the natural process of life anyway. Everyone dies at some point. It's what you make with the time while you're alive.
Let me bring that back to you. Like, say, for example, I gave birth to a human and I've brought them into the world, and I know that at some point they're going to die. So I just farm them and kill them. Would you say that that's just part of life, or would you want me sentenced for my crime?
Depends if you're going to eat them or not.
So if I eat them like a Jeffrey Dahmer style thing,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's
He said yeah to that. So it's okay if Jeffrey Dahmer eats his victims?
about the usage of the dead babies.
okay.
If you're just killing babies for the sake of killing babies, then no. But
I wonder
if
if
I'm
that's the
eating them-
wild thing. What he says to a vegan is wild. Is that the wild thing? I think that was what she introed, right?
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you believe that Jeffrey Dahmer did nothing wrong?
no, because those people were born. They would have their own life. That was
If he
fine.
gave birth
Hang
to
on,
them,
hang on. He said because those people were born and they had their own life. Aren't the animals born and have their own life? It's a confusing answer. Again, like if he's like viewing them like objects.
If he birthed them, if they were his creation, then
do you genuinely believe that?
Elle
maybe a
right
little
now
bit.
is like her mind is like, who am I talking to?
Maybe a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very
Won't put my
interesting.
full name on here.
No, I won't put my full name. Well, I'm of the view that you can't just bring someone into existence and then take them out of it because you had a purpose for them. You can't just assign a
You know, I when I react to these videos, I often like think like, okay, that's not what they really believe, but I'm gonna do my best to take these people at their word for the sake of the content. But I do not believe he actually believes that you can just have a baby and do whatever you want with that baby. There's no way he believes that. I think he just kind of got walked into a trap scenario. And I don't think Vegan Gaze was intending to trap him, really, but she did. So well done. Well done, Al.
life, an individual, a purpose. Just say, I want you for food, and then use them as such.
That's fair. No, I can
Yeah.
understand that. I completely understand that. Not wanting to give someone's life just for one thing is
Yeah,
creationist, deciding if we can or can't decide what lives and what dies.
yeah. So
Nature's way. If it's if it dies naturally, that's okay. But purposefully
or
ending
if I breed them into
if you
existence,
breed, yeah. But then that's
you can
it's
you can
strange.
walk that back at any point
Well,
if you want to.
I think that. Oh no, I stand by it.
Okay.
I think
He
the
stands
whole
by
industry
it. That's what she previewed. Yeah.
as a whole is, if you look at it, it's real weird.
Mhm.
Birthing things to be born and just to eat them. But
Have you seen a free range farm, for example, around this area? Like, do you know what they look like and what happens to the animals?
yeah, I've grown up around farming
Yeah.
in general.
So I've been in quite a few farms, and I've been to one around here, or a couple around here, and one that's really interesting is pig farming, because you drive.
Elle does a lot of activism. When I look more into her channel, she does a ton of stuff. And she'll pop up on like other people's vids all the time. Like, yeah. So I was watching Kane. We reacted to him in the first video, and he was talking about, and by the way, go sub to his channel as well. Kane Defends Animals. And he was talking about how his video camera got destroyed very recently. And anyway, he was shouting out these other activists he was with, and I checked them out. And I saw like one of the activists who does really cool stuff and is a complete badass. Her first live stream was with Elle, and Elle was like walking her through it. So yeah, Elle is incredible.
Around Norfolk, and you see all these free range farms, and you see these pigs, and they look so happy from a distance, but you realize they're all sick. There are dead ones they are
amongst.
covered in their own feces, which they're actually really clean, intelligent animals.
Yeah,
People don't
pigs
know
are-
that.
they're great.
Yeah. and you find them dead in bins. They've got trauma, like head trauma. They've obviously been killed and then put in a bin. And there's all this abuse that happens alongside their killing, which I'd say killing them in the first place is a bad thing, commodifying them. And that's just one aspect. But do you know, interestingly, what happens and how they're stunned before they're killed?
Pigs.
What's up,
Yes.
Nathan?
No, not pigs.
Happy
So
New
they're actually
Year.
put in gas chambers.
Thank you for
Yeah,
always
they are
liking,
they
commenting.
Are
I really
burnt from the
appreciate
inside
it.
out
It helps
for
a lot.
30 to 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
I
to
see
2
you pop
minutes.
up on a lot of
They
vegan
are
streams and
gasping for
stuff
breath,
too.
and
It's really
obviously
cool.
they are in a gas chamber. They get sent down. It's called Cranswick. It's not far from here. It's in Watton. And you can see them being sent in their final moments, and then they are actually gassed. And that's just one like industry.
That's
And
just one way that they do it. Okay.
and have you seen farrowing crates? Do you know what that is? Farrowing crates, yeah.
She's dropping some facts on him right now. I think he just learned about gas chambers and
Not
farrowing
particularly.
crates. He's
Are they
about to
farrows,
learn.
horses, aren't they?
So these crates are for pigs. So these sows, the mother pigs, they will be in a crate that is actually their size for 2 months. So they're unable to move. They have these babies. They're artificially inseminated. And they have all these babies that they can't even tend to properly. Sometimes they crush them.
Yes.
And, you know, I've been inside them and seen these babies, and I've seen the dead babies in bins. And there's all this stuff that's happening to them that we don't see. And there might be a reason why it's hidden, because I don't think any of us are comfortable. Like if you saw a piglet just suffering in front of you, you'd probably want to help them. You wouldn't want to eat them, right?
I think to a certain extent.
And I noticed she says you would want to help them, you wouldn't want to eat them. So she's using them instead of it. And anyway, I don't want to belabor the point, but I think it matters. I do think it matters in how we speak to the public. You feature your comment there, Felix. I liked that. Yeah, we should set a good example by not using it. We should also be careful to avoid speciesist language and expressions, although I still get caught out using them on occasion. I agree with that. And again, I don't think it's necessarily like the biggest deal. So I don't think we should go around correcting people. I don't mean that. I just think it's a good thing that we should think about a little bit as activists when we're doing our activism and just in our everyday interactions.
Obviously there are things that does happen, like pig being squashed, that kind of thing. That happens naturally. The gassing, no, that's not a natural thing, of course. There are things.
What does he mean that's not natural? Like what? I don't get it. Like what he means, like bludgeoning an animal is natural or something? Like, again, people like get hung up on the word natural a lot.
It is the negligence and the not taking care of that I think is atrocious. Like keeping them in just enough room for them to just stand there and then sit down, I think is horrific.
For 2 months.
Yeah.
At a time, and then they carry on the process, and then they're killed when they're no longer able to. And that's the same with dairy.
It's hard to imagine something like that. Like, imagine just being confined where all you can do is kind of stand up. And if you guys have seen like, footage from like movies like Dominion and Earthlings and stuff, you'll know that, or I don't know if it's from those movies, but the mother pigs, because they're just confined that way, they have a tendency to just want to lie down and essentially just give up. So the workers who need to keep them healthy enough to get the babies healthy enough, at least to make it to slaughter weight, will go around whacking them. And you can see footage of this, like with little paddle things to get them to stand up. So they're just being abused. Like imagine if you were in a cage and you were just laying there and your tormentor was coming around with like a paddle thing and just whacking you, like, stand up, stand up. I mean, the only thing I can think of to compare it to would be like the slave trade. Stories you hear about, stuff like that.
I don't know if you know much about dairy.
I know a little bit more about dairy, but I mean, just imagine if it was a person.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put a person in that situation, who's gonna be okay with it? No one.
Exactly. And do you think there's a morally significant difference between them and us that would justify that?
I don't think there actually is. I think there's a perceived difference in the morality between animals and people.
Mhm.
But I do think that people forget we're just animals at the end of the day. We're
We
the
are.
same as them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we are able to
He's
do
getting it.
certain things animals cannot, but that gives us a level of responsibility
Yeah.
that they
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
have.
100%. It's our job to take care of the world, and we're seemingly
Did
destroying
Elle
it.
just create
Have you ever
a
considered veganism?
No, I have not.
No? Would you have a consideration for it after this conversation when we're talking about animals being commodified and our responsibility towards them?
I enjoy meat too much, eating it.
Come on.
But
Come on.
if I were to, I think the closest form that I would go would be maybe if I was living out somewhere, only killing and harvesting things that I am going to use personally.
Harvesting, another euphemism that we use. Yeah. Yeah. So just to give y'all some context, I don't think I've shared this. Like when I went vegan, I went from meat eating to vegan overnight, like eating a steak one night to vegan the next night. And I loved steak. Okay. I loved the taste of steak. So yeah, I have never missed it. Never once have I missed the taste of steak. I don't know. Like when you watch these videos of what happens to animals, that just supersedes everything. I mean, I don't know how y'all do, but I don't I never miss meat. I'm repulsed by meat. All right, let's continue here. By the way, if y'all want me to stop blabbing, let me know because I pause and chat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I could probably just set the camera rolling and just blab for hours. It is possible.
I feel is a much different thing than things being killed on mass scale, just because of wastage. The amount of something giving its entire being and its life just to be thrown in the bin, I think it's horrific.
I mean, obviously, we have different views on like killing someone and then using their bodies. But you say you enjoy the taste of meat too much. Have you actually tried vegan products?
I have.
Which ones?
I've tried a lot of. I think it's corn.
Vegetarian,
That's
but some
vegetarian.
of it's vegan.
My sister has been vegetarian vegan, flip flopping a little bit, and then my parents.
Yeah, she meant corn, the QUORN. Obviously, the vegetable is vegan.
Which is why I kind of have the opinion of course, it doesn't matter if you want to take care of animals and not eat meat or animal products. It's great. That's wonderful. You're saving the environment
and the individuals.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, yeah.
And well, I go to the gym right now. I'm like a vegan, like a vegan meat eater. I eat vegan chicken, vegan beef, vegan, and I must say I've been vegan.
A vegan meat eater, yeah. I saw someone. I was in a live stream earlier, someone else's, and I saw someone say they were a vegan carnivore. They only eat Beyond Burgers.
10 years.
I like that.
The taste profile, I'm not missing out.
No.
And the thing is, we got to think as well.
Don't do that, by the way. That's not healthy.
Vegan thing was
to only eat Beyond Burgers.
5 times pleasure, and then the animal flesh was 10 times pleasure. But someone said to you, you can have the 5 times pleasure, and that's fine, or you can have the 10 times pleasure, and you have to shoot an animal in the head. Which one would you pick?
The second one.
You shoot them in the head. You would.
Well, no, it depends. If I'm going to use the animal in it as its entirety, so hide or skin. Again,
this happens a lot too, where they're like, as long as you use all of the animal, and who's doing that, by the way? Like, nobody's doing that. Like, what are you taking the bones from an animal and creating jewelry? Like, okay, it happens sometimes, but yeah, you're not doing that when you go and buy a burger at McDonald's.
It's more about what you do with it afterwards.
Okay, so let's say, for example, I had a sensory pleasure of hearing dogs scream. So I got 5 times pleasure from the meat that's vegan, or I get 10 times pleasure from kicking a dog, hearing them scream, killing them, then using their body. You'd say I'd be justified in using the second option because I'm getting a sensory pleasure out of it, and because I'm using the whole animal.
That's a good point. Good question.
Getting the pleasure out of it and using the animal, I feel, are two different things for me.
Obviously, they're you talked about enjoying the taste, so that's a
Oh,
sensory
yes,
pleasure.
okay.
And that's why I'm using that as an example. And you said about using the whole body. That's why I'm adding them.
I think it's strange because if you picture it being a dog, then it's like, oh no, because it's a pet.
Exactly.
And then where's the line?
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line?
One of the things that I learned from watching Debug Your Brain, and Elle kind of did it just there, was like when someone is struggling to answer, don't rescue them. That was like one of the favorite things that I learned from watching his channel. So he has this one video where he asks this guy a thought-provoking question, and the guy is silent for like a minute, and he's just standing there with the microphone up to his face, and it's so awkward. And like our natural instinct would be to rescue them, say something else, but this is the moment that their brains are firing and they're wrapping their head around the subject. So just let them flounder. It's funny.
It's strange because
Wait,
if you picture
let's see it. It wasn't that long, but
And you
it
said
reminded
about
me of that
using
moment.
The whole body. That's why I'm adding them.
It's strange because if you picture it being a
Oh,
dog,
it was like
then
5
it's like,
seconds,
no,
but
'cause it's a
anyway.
pet.
Exactly.
And then where's the line?
Yeah.
Where do you draw the
Well, the
line? Where
line-
do we get into that? Where do we fit into that?
I'd say the line's at sentience. That makes most logical sense. So if an individual has the capacity to suffer, feel pain like humans, dogs,
Agreed,
chickens,
Felix.
pigs, then that's the most logical line.
I feel a plant can also suffer. A plant can die and wilt, and because I'm a gardener by occupation, so I work with plants, and it's strange. You do have to take care of it like it is a life form. It's its own little thing.
Yeah,
and
so
I think you can do the same thing.
So is bacteria though, but bacteria is not sentient. Like, do you know what I mean? But like a plant is not. The scientific consensus at the moment is that plants aren't sentient.
Plants, no sentience.
But interestingly, if they were, being plant-based would be better because obviously we grow all these crops to feed to animals, we deforest all the land to graze for the animals. So even if it were,
Guys, it happened to me a week ago that someone I know was talking about plants feeling pain. Guys, why does this not get through? Plants cannot feel pain, okay? And if they could feel pain, that is not an excuse to hurt animals. What if, like, I was about to, like, kick somebody and they were like, please don't kick me. And I was like, but, I was going to kick, like, Robert, right? But Felix over here, I was like, but Felix can feel pain. Like, what is that? I don't.
It wouldn't be the silver bullet for plant-based
more plants.
diets.
No.
More plants. Yeah, obviously we'd have to think of a different diet then. But at the moment, that line makes most sense. Sentience. Yeah.
I think there's so many differing views and opinions in the world, and it's just trying to get people to look at all of the options. I think people are too stuck in their ways, and they'll go, okay, I enjoy doing this, and I'm not going to look at anything else.
Yeah, and
I enjoy eating meat, and I know that obviously the way they go about it is wrong, but that's my personal choice, and I can respect other people that.
You mentioned just before that people are stuck in their ways. Would you say that you're stuck in your ways when it comes to that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I think it's important as well that you said it's a choice. Now, obviously, everything's a choice. And I think in life there are neutral, good or bad choices. And I made the change because I thought that was inherently a bad choice. And, we were talking about, killing individuals and using them. I would say ultimately that is a bad choice. And, when we put it in the dog context or the human context, we see how bad it is. But as you said before, there's no morally significant difference. So it's challenging that,
Yeah, it's trying to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Not enough people do it.
No, and I'd say that I can see that you are actually one of them. And it might be interesting to see how this conversation pans out in future. And thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This.
Nice. Good one. Vegan gays. All right. That was great. All right. So vegan gays, if you haven't subscribed, I know most of you have, and you probably watch her content all the time. But if you haven't, go check out Vegan Gays. Vegan Gays, I had on my channel a few weeks ago, and that was really fun because I had been watching her content for years. To be able to have her on my channel was such an honor, and I love Vegan Gays. She also told me about that band To the Grave. I know I keep talking about them because I'm buzzing about how there's this cool metal band that is all about animal rights. But anyway, got that singer on my program as well. Dane Evans, his name is. And I've been waiting because he drops the F-bomb, which is, I've been told, in the first 30 seconds of a video, do not drop an F-bomb or you're done. You're out. YouTube will annihilate your channel. So I've been waiting to play this, but he gave me a little thing that I was like, oh, I'm gonna use this for introing all my videos. But this is what he said for me. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna share that. This is from my own interview with Dane Evans. If you haven't watched this one, check it out. But here's what Dane did for me.
Oi. Don't fuck around. Like, subscribe, or we're coming to your city and we'll fucking sledgehammer. So,
all right. So I asked Dane if he would do the metal voice for me. Like subscribe. If you haven't checked him out, look, all right, I'm gonna take a risk right now and play. He has his own YouTube channel. He's only got one video on there. His band is To the Grave, but I want to give you a taste of what he sounds like. I don't know if this is copyrighted, so I'm taking a little quick risk. Maybe I'll just skip around his video. But I want to give y'all a little taste of what Dane Evans can do with his voice. And this isn't for everybody. He knows that, I know that. But anyway, let me give a little preview. Let's see. Okay. This is this has the S word, which I know is another no-no. Anyway, there's an S word. Okay, you see the S, that word. Okay. I'll just skip around this video a bit. This is gonna wake some people up if they fell asleep. Oh, great. How does he do it? I don't know. Okay, anyway. That's fun though. So hopefully the stream stays up. We'll see. Let me cut that one. Yeah. But as I told Dane in our interview, after Vegan Gays told me about that band, and she had done like this cool stream with Chris Hines, who, check him out too. He's another amazing activist. If you don't know Chris Hines, he's kind of one of those more behind the scenes guy, but he's everywhere. And I guess he is sometimes out in front too. But they did this video review, and Chris Hines let Vegan Gays know about this band anyway. When she told me about them, I got all excited, and I was like, well, I want to support these guys. This isn't really my genre of music that I listen to that much, but I'll get their album. So I got the album, and then I ended up loving the band, got all their albums. And when I'm driving around now, that's what I'm playing. So it's dangerous out there with me on the road, listening to that. Guys, steer clear. If you see a vehicle, well, I don't want to dox myself, but if you see, I won't identify my own vehicle. Just stay away from me if you see me on the road somehow. All of you. Okay. All right. So this guy, I have never seen this guy before. This is a new, I don't know how long he's been doing activism. It just came across my feed. This is John ARA. And so I haven't watched it. I watched a minute of it to see that this is going to be a fun thing to react to, but I haven't watched the whole video, so it will be a fresh reaction. Vegan causes drama. So this just popped up in my feed. His name is John ARA. Hang on, is that working? Yeah, okay. All right, do you know this guy, guys? This is John ARA, animal rights activist. Let me make sure I put that up on the screen. I've got a comment on my own video. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I think did I spell that right? Let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay. John ARA. Let me just make sure that's right. Spelled right. It's not like Jon. Okay, that's right. Okay, let's check out this guy. You guys know this guy? He seems awesome.
You just have to take my word for it.
No.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the police to get here.
No, that's fine. You wait for the police then,
Yeah.
Would you consider not funding the industry now? And
Well, yeah. Well, after watching that.
good, good.
So this is similar to James Durkin, who we reacted to. It's like these guys will go out in front of a supermarket, hold up a sign, try to get people to think about things and chat and create good content and stuff. So shout out to James Durkin and this guy, John ARA, for doing this kind of activism. It's got to feel kind of lonely when you're doing that. I know I haven't done this specific type of activism before, but I was collecting signatures for a ballot measure once, and we did a lot of outside the grocery store, just trying to get people to sign, and it can be grueling.
Hi, mate.
Oh yeah.
How are you doing?
You're manager.
Yeah.
Hi, mate.
Okay.
How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
I just want to let people know I'm not trying to cause a disturbance or anything. Just want to let
Yeah, so I don't know anything about this guy, but he seems cool.
people know what they're funding when they buy pork. So.
Yeah, okay, but you're not allowed to stand here, mate, unfortunately.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to, feel free to stand off the property or whatever you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Not allowed to stand here. All right.
Yep. I'll take what you said on board, but yeah, I'm not going to leave. I think people need to know about this.
That's what I saw, and I was like, okay, we'll react to that, because that's so funny. The guy's like, okay, you're gonna leave. He's just like, yep. Okay, well, I'll take all of that on board, but I'm not going anywhere. Great job.
Okay, I get that. But
This is
on
gonna
private property,
escalate.
unfortunately. I get if you were stood in the middle of a road or anything like that, then it's public property, but you're on private property as well.
Okay.
So you don't want to move?
No, I'm not going to go.
Do you want to give this?
I mean, did you know about this?
Look,
And he turns it around on them and it's like, let's talk about it.
I'm not going to get involved in the conversation.
Yeah, but you are involved if you're.
People that are working somewhere, they desperately avoid the conversation. They're just trying to get you away, get you out of there. I have done a disruption pretty recently where the guy shoved me out, and I was trying to have the conversation with him too. And it was like, I had the photo of the animals, and I was like, just look at the animals on the poster. Nice guy, just doing his job, but he wouldn't even look at it.
Part of selling it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you should, you care about Sainsbury's image and stuff like that. You're a manager, aren't you? So
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
a store manager.
so you should care about stuff like this, mate.
Look, people have got their own opinions. That's up to them.
Well, it's not really much of an opinion, is it, about torturing animals? And no one's for that, are they?
No, but it's
But when they go in and buy the product, they don't know what they're funding. That's the problem, which is why I'm here. Right.
okay. Give me a problem.
I'm not going to be disruptive. So
No. Yeah, but
literally just informing people.
Yeah, but if you're not asking to, when I'm asking you to leave, and you're not doing.
Yeah,
This is like, he's also being super chill. Like, I wonder, I mean, I guess they technically can ask him to leave, but I don't know. Like, just it's not really going to affect the meat sales of your store that day, right? I mean, this is for content. It's to make people think. It's going to be just a few people, if that are going to actually be like, well, I won't buy the burger today. So your sales aren't getting hurt, buddy. Just let him do his thing.
I understand that. I understand.
It's disruptive in a sense.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, the police would have to make that decision, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, okay.
It is shocking. I'm going to warn you,
Very
obviously.
I applaud that guy for, as you said, Felix, standing his ground, hold his ground. Right thing to do.
It says it burns them. It's carbon dioxide, right? So it burns them. Can you hear the noise?
Alert it so that I guess it won't get taken down like that.
Yeah, not fine. Which is why I'm here, right? Something else, isn't it? Yeah.
So who's
That sound that you're hearing, that has been a goal of mine to get NPR to put that sound on the radio so that when people are driving home, they're talking about pigs in gas chambers and people will hear that. 10 seconds of that. That's going to change a lot of people. I've talked to several stations, like during the Ridgeland trial in Wisconsin, when Wayne was on trial, we were set to have a good piece run in Wisconsin Public Radio, and because they dropped charges, they killed the piece. But I was telling the reporter that, you know, like I was telling him my goal, like I really want to get this, you know, covered, featured, and so far, nope. Which is not surprising to me, but it's just disappointing because I think like it's so wimpy. Like, just people need to hear that anyway.
these pigs?
Most people, unfortunately.
What? All the
Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Audi, M&S. It's 90%, yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I know. Yeah, I didn't believe it when I first heard it either.
Yeah.
I had to go and check for myself. I didn't believe it.
I honestly thought they were humanely.
Yeah, that's what we're told, right?
What a way to do it.
Yeah, it's because it's quick, and well, not quick for them, but in the grand terms of like killing them, it's quick. You can put 6 of them in a cage at a time, and that's going around constantly. You can kill 1,000, a few thousand a day. Whereas if someone's got to grab each individual pig and stun them individually, obviously it takes a lot longer. Would you consider not funding the industry now?
Well, yeah. After watching that.
Good. Can you imagine if we were doing it to beautiful dogs?
Exactly.
Can you imagine the riots? There'd be riots, wouldn't there?
There were.
I like this guy.
Because it's pigs.
But any sort of animal, you know, if you do that to animals, it's not a far step to doing it to people.
No, yeah,
Where are
exactly.
you
Well,
pointing?
they used to do it.
That guy gets it. That guy is based. It's not a far cry from doing it to people. I don't want to always jump to the Holocaust, but look, they were inspired by the Chicago stockyards. They saw the assembly lines of animals, and they modeled what they did to the Jews based on that.
It's people, right? Yeah. Yeah, we thought we got rid of gas chambers, didn't we? Yeah. Unfortunately not. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, mate. I appreciate it because a lot of people aren't interested and they don't want to watch it. So
100%. Felix.
Don't put it
That guy was so good.
no, they don't. And they don't put it on the packets either when you go and buy it. That's the problem, right? This is the problem.
Thank you for standing up for it.
Thank you.
It shouldn't happen.
Right.
No.
Not in this country.
No. Do you fund it?
No, but I would. I think I'm not buying any of their stuff.
Well, look, it's
I've complained to Sainsbury's.
Have you?
Several times. I said this is
Right.
not acceptable in a British city.
What did you complain about exactly?
Selling halal meat.
Oh no, this isn't halal.
Oh,
This is obviously I'm against that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm against all of it.
She had
oh right.
Um,
oh, I
right.
thought that's the
Understand.
halal.
No, this is
Oh,
standard
really?
practice. This is gas chambers for pigs.
What?
Yeah. 90%. I'm not kidding. Cranswick Country Foods, they supply Sainsbury's.
Well, I mean, I don't buy
So if
meat.
you buy,
I don't buy meat
Yeah,
from Sainsbury's.
okay.
I buy it from my local butcher.
Okay, I
so
mean,
know
obviously I'm
where
against that as
I
well.
know, but I do know where the animals
Yeah.
are. It's they're dealt with in a country, and they're dealt with what I would call in a more humane manner.
Yeah, that word though, it gets thrown around a lot, doesn't it?
Does,
That.
but you know what I mean?
What do you think that means? What is a humane killing? Could you describe that to me? Bearing in mind that word means compassion and benevolence.
No, not humane. I just that they perhaps make it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So that the animal's not in a situation.
But unfortunately, that's not the case for 90% of pigs.
What I mean is they're not in a long possession of discomfort.
Yeah. Do you think it would be humane to take your life?
If I was in the
No, but there's ifs, though, isn't there? What I'm saying is, if you have a preference to live, I'm not talking about the old people.
I think if it was me and I was in a situation, I'd want to end my life.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about euthanasia. Obviously, I support that for consenting people. I'm talking about taking someone's life.
No, I don't agree with that.
No, of course.
But your actions say that you do agree with it because you get your meat from a local butcher where you know the animal still had their life taken.
But you're funding it. That's the problem.
It's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one, but there's an alternative. You can just live a vegan lifestyle and just not.
Could try. I could give it a go.
It's about not viewing animals as resources, basically. That's it, exactly. Being against the exploitation of them.
Seems cool.
Regardless of the methods, you know.
I might even give it a go.
Thank you. Just buy the plant-based versions. Simple as that. Thank you. Thanks for being open-minded.
I don't think she was just trying to get out of it. I think she actually might give it a go.
Standard price.
Obviously these conversations probably have a fairly low success rate when you're just talking to somebody outside of a supermarket. If we're measuring success by did the person actually go and change in that moment, which isn't necessarily the goal. However, how often does this kind of thing happen? Like in your day-to-day life, like do you go to the supermarket and there's somebody there? I mean, usually when someone's outside of a supermarket and stops me, it's because they want me to give some money to some cause. But I have never had this happen to me where someone just stopped me because they wanted to talk about someone's rights, and didn't have an ask about money. So I imagine that would just stay with you. Like it'd be a very unique experience that you would remember forever.
Just in the UK, it is. It's a stunning process.
Yeah, my daughter's in animal management, so we're very much in tune with making sure we only buy products that are
humane.
Oh god,
humane.
He's getting a lot of the humane people today.
Yeah, I know. It's just wherever you buy it from, they've still got to go through a slaughterhouse, and that's the problem. Yeah. So it's that's obviously I'd be against that as well. But you can't. The problem is when you buy pork, you can't really tell how they died because they don't tell you in the supermarkets.
Right. Okay.
And the RSPCA put their stamp of approval on this. Believe it or not. Have you ever heard of the RSPCA Assured scheme?
Yeah, that's what I rely on.
Yeah, I used to as well. They approved this.
But are they tortured or are they just?
Yeah. Do you want to watch the footage? No.
Nobody ever wants to watch the footage, but they need to watch the footage. They need to see it because otherwise you don't know. I don't understand that mindset. Like I would want to see it. I'd be like, yeah, show me. If it means that much to you that you're standing outside of a supermarket with a sign, having awkward conversations with people, then show me, teach me. I don't know. Would I feel like that's how I would react. Unless I was in a big hurry, obviously, but
that sort of says everything, right?
So that is part of what my daughter's learning in her course. She's, like I said, she's a animal management and works with a lot of animals, so that's why we tried to make sure. So I'll take that back to her and have a conversation.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, and look it up. Look into it seriously.
Okay. I will. Thank you very much.
Yup, Felix agreed. This never happened to me either. Wish it had while I was a meat eater and later a longtime vegetarian. Yeah, if someone would have just told me, and it's on me too. Like I'm not saying it's society's fault or other people's fault, but because the message has been out there, the information has been out there, but you don't even know to look for it. You're not even thinking about it. But yeah, I wish this had happened to me because it took me 34 years, that's too long. That's too long. I mean, obviously any day eating animals is too long, but anyway, that was a cool outreach that he did. That's 3 in a row, really cool ones. And like, I wonder how long John is standing out there, and I wonder how long it takes for him to get these cool conversations, because obviously we're not seeing every moment of this.
Standard practice, mate. What do you think?
Well,
but like, we gotta hand it to John. Like, tip of the hat, like standing out there for God knows how long to make this content, spread the message. It's just fucking awesome. Thank you, John.
I thought about it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I don't buy normal pork. I only buy free range.
Right. Problem is, they still end up in gas chambers.
No, they don't.
They do, mate. I promise you.
I buy
If it's 90%, they have to be. There's a company called Cran.
In the answer
Yeah, okay.
Before saying what you
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
If you go to Rose Farm,
yeah. Okay.
They're born and they're bred on site.
Yeah.
And slaughtered on site. No gas chamber.
Yeah, but that's not where you're always going to. And even so, they're still having their lives taken from them, aren't they?
Well, that's not what you're saying. You've got this thing. So
yeah, to generate a conversation. Yeah.
To a certain point, but straight away you're saying to me.
Yeah, it's 90%. I'm not saying you can't buy pigs that haven't been killed in gas chambers.
No.
I'm not. Otherwise, it would say 100%, wouldn't it?
Well, you said that. You said they're all.
Well, pretty much. I mean, it's 90%, mate. It's 90%.
Right.
And if they're shot in the head and have their head cut off, that's still taking their lives. They're still having their lives.
He just he played semantics. Obviously, John was just saying like they're all gas. It's hyperbole, but he's saying basically they're all gassed, which is basically right. And then that guy used it to get out of this conversation that he realized was getting a little uncomfortable. So off he goes into the store. Get your facts right.
Lives taken from them.
They're humanely thing.
What's humane? What's humane about being shot in the head and having your head cut off?
What's humane about it? Well, they're not gassed, are they?
No, but it's still not humane, is it, to have your life taken from you?
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but they gas the pigs. It's not humane. Obviously, we know that. They thrash around. They're burning from the inside out. You can watch the footage. If you haven't watched the footage, you should watch the footage and see it. But and it's not just like one farm. There's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of footage all over the place of the pigs going through this. But they do that in their view, is that it's a humane way to stun the animal. So it's not, but anyway, that's why they do it.
You stood there with that.
I mean, we know why they do everything, whether it's about cost. So it must be cost effective.
Oh, mate, yeah, I know.
But you're not
just
saying
to inform people.
Else. I'm sorry, mate, you're a hypocrite.
Have you heard about
How's he a hypocrite?
I have.
Yeah.
He just had to get out of that one.
Where did you hear about it?
It's I think, don't people know? I think.
No.
No.
Judging by what people are telling me today, no.
Yeah.
And all the other times I've done this, no, they don't.
Yeah. It's not.
No, it's what you fund when you buy pork from pretty much anywhere,
I know. I bought pork from a friend who's got a farm.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have an abattoir.
No, exactly.
Discussed this before.
Everybody.
Maybe you should go down and see how they're killed.
I got a friend, he kills the pigs himself.
Pigs are so
Everybody's
smart.
got a
You can
friend.
see, look at their eyes.
I know. I literally.
They're bloody
was at another
terrified.
Farm last weekend, and they're all kept together, and they were literally climbing over each other. They were so friendly, and they were coming up.
Yeah,
to
they're
me
amazing
with
animals. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've met them
I know.
loads of times.
It's,
It doesn't really matter the method. I mean, I'm just telling people about it's a common method, but the other 10%, they still get electrocuted, which is horrific to watch,
I know.
or they get shot in the head.
Yeah, I mean, at least
Waiting
shooting
for
in the
this
head.
police to come.
But the
I mean,
thing
it's
is they
quick,
see
but
the
it's not
others.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So it's
and this is that's just the killing.
Or
I
did
mean,
they maybe they don't come. Maybe it was just bluster on the manager's part and he just like gave up. Probably not though.
I know. So this friend
6
of mine,
months old when they're killed.
This friend of mine has them, and she just has small amounts of them. So the actual life they live
this quality life, but I'm still not sure about the ending.
Exactly. They still have their life taken from them.
Well,
Probably
videos
even
called
free range,
These Are
organic.
All.
I mean, they might live a couple of months longer. They end up in a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Terrified.
I know that end part is
So
horrific.
if only there was an alternative, right?
If only.
Just don't fund it. Simple as
Yeah.
that. Just buy the plant-based versions. I shop in Sainsbury's. You can buy corn sausage. You can buy. It's probably about in there. It's probably about 10 different plant-based sausages.
Yeah, the problem with that then is you've got the environmental impact as well, because of
Yeah, but this is like a right.
Why are people so misinformed about this? The environmental impact of the plant-based meats? No. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to just know.
Issue. This isn't.
there's no
I'm not talking about environment, health. You know, it's not about any of that. I mean, look, if you want to talk about that, being a vegan is the best thing you can do for the environment, categorically. Oh yeah, 100%.
So
Honestly,
what about all the bugs
land
and
use.
things that are all
Yeah, so land out. If everyone switched to a plant-based diet, we reduce land use by 75%.
but a lot of the things
That is
vegans
crazy.
aren't grown here.
No, I mean that's the same for everyone though. And then you got to
Okay.
think, what do pigs eat?
Do you
I
not
don't know
think
if people bring this up much in outreach and stuff, but the transport of animal products accounts for about 4% of their emissions. So if you're just looking at emissions, which a lot of people are talking about, the global warming impact, that's what we were always talking about when people are talking about the environment. It's global warming, emissions, CO2, methane. It's 4% is the transport. All the rest of that has to do with the animals being on the farm. I don't even know if that takes into account like land clearing and deforestation and those things, but anyway. I mean, it shouldn't be the point, and I'm glad that he's focusing and trying to stick to the animals, but people are so badly misinformed about the environmental impact.
But yeah, do you not think
They're
it's
fed
better to-
soy
what you do
and
eat-
corn and grains.
What you do eat is you don't waste anything of what you do eat, and to
I agree with that. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
like I don't eat a huge
But I don't eat
amount of
animals.
meat.
I don't agree
I
with-
do eat meat, but I don't eat a huge amount of meat, and I
Yeah.
would never waste meat.
No, but to the victim, that doesn't matter. If you were to kill me now, and then only eat half my body and go, oh, look, mate, I only ate half you. I don't care because I'm dead. I don't care because I'm dead, do I? I can blur your face. Don't worry.
No, I haven't given you consent to do that.
Okay, I'll blur your face.
No,
You don't have to
that
get
isn't
aggressive
good
and
enough.
point in my face, mate. I'm just look. I will blur your
Get rid
face.
of it. Right then, so let's get rid of it then.
Uh-oh.
You just have to
He's
take
going
my
to come
word for
after
it.
me now. Because I'm not taking down this stream unless something bad happens. I'm leaving this up. By the way, if you're sub to my channel, I don't know how, I think y'all are pretty YouTube savvy, but if you click on videos for me, you're just getting my interviews. But if you want to see the lives where I've done like reaction and a lot of gaming in the past week or two, click on live. And hopefully this stays up. But I'm going to get this guy coming after me now. He wants it down. I hope he just stays in the UK where he is. I don't want to have to deal with that guy.
No,
Yeah.
I'll wait for the police to get here.
No, that's fine. You wait for the police then.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be doing that, and it's not. It's against law.
No, it's not against law.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You haven't said
I will
anything
wait.
about
We'll
doing
wait
it.
for the police.
You've not informed anyone
You should
about
probably just
doing
have
it.
it written on your sign.
Yeah. I will just tell people. I will just tell
I like that
people.
he
Yeah.
it's like of all the things, like, you know, because if I was doing it and I already had like a good 12-minute video, I mean, he's got great conversations. He just went for it. He was like, to hell with this. I'm posting this, including this interaction here at the end. I love that. This guy's, he's got balls.
Premises that
Yeah, yeah.
reports that.
I'm not giving you consent to blur my face. I want that removed.
Well,
He didn't
there's
blur.
nothing you can do about that, I'm afraid.
He's got
So,
his back
Well, we'll see when the
yeah,
police
we
get
see.
here
We
then.
will see when the police get here. Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, good job, John. He didn't give you consent to blur his face. Did he blur it earlier? Let's see. I can't remember. Let's see. Where's he at? I feel like his back was turned most of the time. But look, John, do not blur his face. He did not give you consent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just don't fund it if you're against it, which I'm sure you are.
Blur her.
It's not tricky. If not for the victims,
Please blur my face.
I will. I promise you.
This guy's really concerned about consent. You know, like you had to give him consent. How come he doesn't understand consent when it comes to
You.
I don't know.
So you're just going to stand there, are you?
I'm waiting for the police to come.
That's fine. I'll just move somewhere else then.
5 minutes later, while talking to someone I know, the same guy tried
Nothing
to.
surprises me.
What'd he say? He tried to take it. Unfortunately, I knocked the record button. Uh-oh.
Nothing surprises me.
I'm an animal rights activist, mate. I don't know if you knew, but yeah, I am.
No, fair play to you.
Yeah,
I've got a very strong.
So we didn't
belief
get
about
that
myself.
video.
Right.
Yeah.
After a friendly warning, he left. The police did arrive. 30 minutes later, they didn't even get out of the car. They were like, who cares? Okay, this is going to be funny, actually. I have watched this upcoming video that we're going to watch. It's like a year old. But this is a case where the police did not just stay in the car. Anyway, I had forgotten about this channel, and then she commented on my channel, and so it reminded me, because this is a little bit older content, and I had seen it back in the day, probably because of vegan gays, as usual. But anyway, this is Victorious Vegan, and she rocks. She's awesome. So I did watch this, and it's hilarious, but we're gonna watch it. Okay, so this is Police Backup Backfires on Hated Vegans by Victorious. Let me make sure I got that. Victorious Vegan. I think her name is Victoria. Let's check this out. Do y'all know Victoria? I only, oh, hi, Carrie. Nice to see you. Let me put this in the comment. Okay. Oh, wait. Victorious Vegan. Did that post? Yeah, there we go. Show that. Okay. We got Victorious Vegan. Yeah. This is, we might even watch 2 of hers because there's some funny interactions here, and she does really well. So we can all learn from this content. But anyway, Victoria, I think her name, because someone responded and said, oh, I love your content, Victoria. So she wrote a really nice comment on my channel. I really appreciate it. And it reminded me that I had seen this years ago, or like a year ago. Yeah, Carrie, she's awesome. How did work go for you, Carrie? How'd the New Year's Day work go?
That steak was a living individual who resisted their death.
Back in the 1900th century.
Easter is not happy. It's a Holocaust. Changed my mind. Very provocative. She's got cowspiracy here written somewhere. I guess that might be a bumper sticker. I got the TV screen showing.
Did not survive off of plants.
No.
So I'll take a steak.
No, I didn't. I called the town. They said as long as I have the equipment on my body, on my person, I do not need a permit.
You can't set up like this. And listen, I agree with you. Of course, I'm not saying I don't agree with your cause. All right. It's just at the end of the day, you do need a permit. I'm telling you.
I was given the town hall number, and I called.
So both
and
of these people, Victoria and John, both of them hold their ground like bosses.
Said I did not need a permit, so I did not get a permit.
Speak with over there.
It was a woman. I'm not sure her name.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call my supervisor.
Please.
Right? I'm going to run it by him. If he still continues to tell me that you need a permit to be here, then it's out of our hands here. If you have with that, then you can bring it up to whoever you want to bring it up to. All right.
So
I queued up this one. Angry ex-hunter threatens to unalive vegan. I have that queued up, but I'm gonna have to check out that other one.
Who is the permit place open that I called? Because I literally called and they said I do not, as so long as I have it on my.
Here's the thing too, like, you know, again, this is not, you know.
This is my vehicle.
I got it. I understand that's your vehicle. but you know,
This is a public space. We already spoke with the manager, I believe it was, and she said that we have the freedom of speech. She
listen, 100%.
might be
Everybody has freedom of speech, but there still are.
Yeah. If you want to get your supervisor,
still are
Facebook has every other image.
All right.
But
again, I'm going to follow up with my supervisor.
It might have to do with your stream.
And if my supervisor's telling me that you
By the way, I'm
gotta go,
talking
then
over this
it is
because
what
I
it
know
is,
that
right?
they.
well, yeah. Can you
This is like
have your
preview.
captain come down here and
I'm going to
see?
make a phone call for us
Oh
to
wait,
speak
no,
with
it's
them, and
not.
then we're going to go from there.
Yeah, and you can tell him
Hang on,
that
let me back up. Sorry, I've been
manager, I believe it was, and
This is not, you know.
this is my vehicle.
I got
Uh-oh.
it. I understand that. This
Little
Public
footage.
safety said.
You're gonna take it down.
It is, right?
Well, yeah. Can you have your captain come down here and
I'm going to
see?
make a phone call for us to speak with them, and then we're going to go from there.
This is good. Like, you know, I fast forwarded through, but
Yeah, and you can
All right.
tell him that
You need to
I did contact the town
Get away
hall,
from the
and they
left side.
specifically told me that
I
that
hear
I
what
did
you're saying.
not.
I'm not saying you're lying at all, but I know from experience and how this works that you 1,000% need a permit. I'm not saying, listen,
1,000%. This gets repeated throughout this video. 1,000%. But if you'll notice, the percentage goes down as the video goes on. Starts at 1,000 though.
I'm not saying you're obstructing traffic. I'm not saying any of that, you know.
So what on the grounds of what would you?
Well,
be?
I'm going to follow up.
Please. Okay. All right.
And
We'll
then
be
I'm
here.
gonna come back and give you a better answer. All right? Now you can sit tight.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
One eternity later.
All right, so we spoke to somebody back in our headquarters. All right, somebody a little higher than me. All right.
Sure.
I don't know who you spoke with at Village Hall. I would call up and complain to them because they gave you the wrong information. 1,000. I would say 100% need a permit to demonstrate, even if it's a
1,000%. They gave you the wrong information. 100% they gave you. What is with this guy? He seems. Sorry, let me type in Felix's rec here. Supremacists with white sheets. Try. See if it pops up for me. Yep. Okay. We'll watch that one next. Hang on. Shows up like that. Yeah, I think it's your own algorithm, Joey. Because it's not, I don't think they're showing that to everybody.
a two-person level, right? Like I said, I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong at all.
What
Yes,
if I
you
was wearing
are.
a
That's what you're saying.
T-shirt? Like I don't understand the objection.
We're not going to go with the what-if scenarios, right?
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? We got a camera set up, we got a TV set up, and we got your little TV set up here. All right, we're not going with, oh, what if you were wearing a T-shirt? What if I was doing this? What if... I understand that you have what-if scenarios, but we're dealing with this particular situation.
Okay, and what is wrong with this particular
There's nothing wrong.
situation?
There's nothing wrong.
Are you kidding me?
But you're saying why would I need a
In order
permit?
to demonstrate in the village of Rockville Center, in Rockville Center Village on Rockville Center property, you need to have a permit. You need to go to town hall. You need to.
That is not.
It is 1,000% true. Now, if you don't do that, you can be issued a C summons or criminal summons for.
Wait, let me catch up with what y'all are saying. USDA was giving butcher shops tons of money. Yeah, they always do that. It'd be awesome if it were doing that though, for sure. Yeah. USDA is always forever bailing out the animal exploitation industry. And unfortunately, I don't see that changing anytime soon.
For demonstrating without a permit. I just explained that to you, but I don't want to do that. I don't want anybody to get in trouble over this. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, like I said. I don't want you to get in trouble over this. It's silly, you know what I mean?
Can you have your captain come here?
Well, no, there's no captains, number one. All right, number two, we have a more serious matter going on right now in the village.
What's happening? Well, then why
I'm
you're
not
here?
going to disclose that to you because that's not your business.
Well, yeah.
That part, I love that part. We've got a serious thing going on, so I can't do that for you. She's like, okay, so why are you here? She's got the crying emoji, laughing, crying emojis. Yeah, but someone's getting murdered, a block away, but vegan activist is standing out there with a sign and some footage. It's probably not that far from a truth, especially if it's a black victim, right? So
then I guess you should
But
carry
right now,
on.
That's the scenario. You have to pack it up and, call village hall, ask for a permit, go through the motions of doing that, and then you can come back here and do what you got to do. Well, I have no problem with that. You give me a permit that says you're allowed to be here and do this.
But they said that I didn't need one, so that's why we're here.
Well, this is what I'm telling you. They gave you the incorrect information. Whoever you spoke with, you need to speak with them or speak to somebody in village hall and complain about that information that they gave you, because that's highly incorrect.
What is your can you write down the name of your supervisor?
Okay.
Can you write down the name of your supervisor?
Just look up our police headquarters number on Google. Right.
Well, I want your information so that I could.
Like he's trying to just Google it. She's standing out there with a sign, guy. She's busy. Taking you away from your
pass along. Okay.
Right. My name's there. All right. You can reference that you spoke with me and that I informed you that you need a permit to demonstrate.
What is the name of your supervisor?
My supervisor's not present. I'm not going to give you my supervisor's name. He's not present. The town hall is not open right now, so you're not going to be able to.
Is that okay? I feel like that's probably not. I'm not going to give you the name of my supervisor. I don't think that's okay.
I understand that because I would get them on the phone right now and have that conversation that I was told wrongly, and you can duke it out. Right. But that's not my fault. I've done nothing wrong, and I'm still not doing it. Well, you're saying that I have to leave.
You need to be here with a permit. That's it.
But I disagree because town hall, who gives out the permits, said that we don't need it.
Well, the thing is, right now, this is not like a subjective matter. This is not, how you feel or how I feel.
Yeah, it's how town hall.
It's about what the goals.
There should be a number attached to this room, right? Like headquarters,
What wall there?
It's a village code, yes.
Right. So
yeah.
we get the code number.
She's good at this. A lot of people would be intimidated. Regardless of how friendly.
No problem.
To be fair, he's not the most. No offense to that guy. He just doesn't come across.
Much later.
Hello.
Okay. I understand what you're doing. All right. I understand this may not be the best for everybody. I don't care what you do.
This is now turned into the polite request phase where it hasn't worked. Victoria has stood her ground and they don't know what to do. Like right now, he had to go get his buddy. And look at the body language too.
But, fine. When I hold time, that's fine. But you're in front of somebody's business, right? Like,
we already spoke with them.
Who's that?
The
Why
business.
the business for me?
Like, I don't understand what the issue is. No matter how they feel about it, they need to be spoken up for, and we're not doing anything wrong.
I'm not saying that, all right?
Because did you get a code for what we're actually?
We're gonna
yeah,
come.
okay.
We are going to write the tickets we need to write.
Because
Look, we're just trying to do our job.
Right, and we're trying to do our job.
The peace. That's all we're trying to do.
So, when he says we're just trying to do our job, we're not trying to give you a hard time or whatever. Like the kindness in me kind of wants to be like, I get you. I understand. It's just like with the disruption. Like, I understand you're doing your job. Sorry, but the animals supersede all of this. It's a bigger issue than you got slightly inconvenienced today.
There's a difference between keeping the peace and
again, what's on the TV
this is not peaceful.
May not be peaceful.
Right.
I only deal with laws.
Okay, but we're
and also there's nothing on there that I can't do anything about.
Do you pay for this?
Yes, you can. You can do something about this because you're the police. What you can do in this exact moment is to leave the activists alone so that she can inform the public about what's going on. That's what you could do right now. That's really easy. You just walk away. But, you are the police. So yeah, actually you could go and investigate these places for all the violations that they have of blatant animal cruelty. You could do that, but that might be hard, right? That would, you'd have to do your job. It's tough. I know.
Are you responsible for animals being killed?
Again, what you're speaking about
Yep.
is not any of my concern. I can't. I have no ups or downs. I have no opinion on the matter. Zero, because I can't. I'm not supposed to. I only deal with what's lawful, what's not. I don't say what laws are in existence or what laws don't exist. I have no opinion.
Well, you guys need to provide that because that's what we're asking for.
I understand that, but we don't even make laws.
No, but you're saying that we're breaking.
And this is great content too, by the way. Just so good for the, like, I'm sure in her head she's like, this is gonna be great for the YouTube. I wonder, but
some sort of law. And like, did you explain to him that I called town hall and they specifically told me
a permit to have a
did you not explain to him the situation?
She doesn't know if she's going to be arrested. She doesn't know if this is going to escalate.
I'm asking you.
He just got here.
Okay. I assumed that there was backup because you explained to him the situation.
No, I just want to remedy the situation.
I've encountered this before on private property, and I was told by the supervisor to call Village Hall, which I did, and I explained the situation, and they specifically told me that no permit was needed. But now we're in.
How come this guy's all quiet now? Like, you are the one who instigated all that. But he's like, look, I brought this guy. He can handle it. But how's he doing?
The situation again, and I would like the code that we're breaking because
we will issue whatever we need to issue. Okay?
What do you mean?
If we need to. Okay. We want to remedy the situation. Would you think that this is maybe provocative, maybe information people need to know? Not saying that this would be done better somewhere else.
Where specifically do you suggest? Do you have results as an activist?
Excuse me?
Do you have results as an activist?
We are activists for different things.
Okay. Well,
what's your cause? So if your cause was like, I don't know, since you're a police officer, maybe it's like back the blue, right? Okay. So if you were out there trying to like hold up your sign that said back the blue, and some other like agency that had authority over you came up and said, look, you can't do that here. Okay. It's a little provocative. Chill out a little bit. Look, we told you the code was being violated or something. Couldn't give you the code. Okay. Maybe we were wrong about that. 1000% we were wrong about that. But, I'm just asking you as a favor. Could you walk away, please? Because nobody cares about back the blue here. I don't know. You wouldn't like it, right? And you might just like hold your ground, especially if you knew the law better than the person who was trying to push you along, which it seems like she seems to know what her rights are.
Animal rights activists that you have. Okay, so why?
I understand what you're trying to do and what you're trying to provoke in people. I do. Okay.
No, just getting people to think.
We have people complaining.
That's fine. Okay.
People are allowed to complain, and you're allowed to have a different opinion than them. Okay. I don't care what you do all day long, all night. Is there any
Whoa, you seem to.
People hecking me all the time. Look at my haircut.
Me all the time. You have very nice haircuts.
You have a very nice haircut. Did you do it yourself?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. People heck me all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Does it make you move? Does it make you move and be a different person? If you're listen.
I'm asking you to be different.
I gotta start doing that with I don't make videos like this yet. Maybe one day I will, but I gotta incorporate clips like that. That'd be fun.
If we go to a different corner, we're gonna have the same issue then. Because if I go from here to over there, the code would still be the same, no?
No, it changed because we're in different places.
Seems like it's being made up then. When we asked for a code, I explained the situation.
Okay, we don't deal with this every day.
Give her the code.
Yeah, maybe.
We're in the village of office.
Oh, welcome.
All right, you do this every day.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you've been shut down in different places for different reasons.
No,
right?
we have the freedom of speech. It's in America 2022.
I fully understand that.
And people
This is America 2022. Okay. I don't know where Victorious Vegan is based. Can't tell from these streets here.
for the right, and now we.
Nice to see more American activists doing their thing. Actually, I was just having a conversation with someone today, and we were wondering, why aren't there more like prominent American activists? There are, you know, a lot of activists, but like we don't have like the Earthling Ed size channel. Why not? I don't get it. I guess Gary Yourofsky would have been one back in the day, but that was back in the day. His impact still lingers on, though.
Some people have the right, some people don't.
Yeah, and in America, I do.
I didn't say you didn't.
Nice.
Okay.
Well,
Again,
if we do, then we do. If we don't, then we don't.
There's limits to everything. All right, if you had something that was not.
This is my vehicle. This is my body.
Yes, you're 100% right.
Not
Okay,
you,
so
not
what is
asking
the
you.
what is
If you
the
had just
issue?
this sign, you want to stand out here all day. I don't care. And the only reason I'm here, honestly, is because people called and complained. I would like to.
Do you know what?
Sounds drunk, doesn't he? Sounds like he was having a drink, and they called him up, and he was like, "I'll do it. The only reason I'm here is because somebody complained." Sorry, that wasn't a very good drunken, but I don't drink anymore, y'all. So I'm not around drunk people as much. If I were, my drunk guy impression would be a little better. I only put like 30% effort into it, though.
Cognitive dissonances?
Ma'am.
Do you?
We're not having it. We're not having
Well, that's why they call and complain.
Okay.
Right?
They don't like what they're seeing for whatever reason.
It's because they have a guilty conscience. It's cognitive dissonance. And they could call you and be babies all they want, but we're not breaking the
I'm
law.
not a theorist. I'm not talking about a theory. I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I am not. The subject matter doesn't matter to me. I am a peacemaker between two parties, or three parties, or four parties, or 127 parties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All right? All I'm asking is that you've never had anyone come up to you and say, hey, do you guys mind moving along a little bit and giving us a little bit of an easier time than having to constantly say, what if people come up to you?
Now, like, isn't this amazing? Like, it went from you're 1,000% wrong to an officer walks up and is basically pleading with her, just please, Victoria, just I'm trying to keep the peace. Please move it along. Interesting transformation.
Violence against you, then we have to come here and deal with that too, right?
What if you were the victim or your children were the victim? Would you want us to leave or speak up on your behalf?
Circles about your cause, and I have no problem with your cause. You can do whatever you want with your cause.
Well,
I am not like.
If you believed in her cause, you probably wouldn't be trying to stop her from speaking. That's my guess.
To have a personal thing on the cause.
Okay, that's fine, but you're dictating something that you're
dictating everything. I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking for a remedy to a situation.
And I'm asking for a code that we're breaking, and I have not been provided that.
No problem. So then that's what you want. You want us to
yeah, because I'm asking for the code because it seems like you're just asking so that it would appease the people who have the cognitive dissonance.
I want this to be a mutual understanding of the.
I understand that presenting people the truth would cause.
This is your truth. Not everyone has the same truth as you.
Wait. It's not her truth. It's literally footage on the screen, my guy. Like, look at the screen.
How do you think that animals end up on the plates? Their heads get cut off.
I'm not fighting the semantics.
It's not semantics. What are you saying?
I'm not fighting the issue.
You're saying that it's my truth.
What is the definition of murder? We're going to go through the definitions of that.
I thought you didn't want to do semantics.
Right. I don't.
So then why would you ask that question? You have access to a dictionary.
So do you. Okay. But the law is different.
She is so in control of this situation. Is she not? She is the one dictating what happens here. They're basically like just begging her.
This is not against the law that I practice.
Everything that Adolf Hitler did was perfectly legal.
Okay.
And the police.
We don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, but what's the difference
We do,
between?
as I mentioned earlier in the stream, he was inspired by our meat industry. Wish he had dropped that fact on them there.
Putting Jews in a gas chamber and putting pigs in a gas chamber when it's both against their will, they value their life and they feel pain.
Ma'am,
Should we not speak up against them?
ma'am, I do not make the laws in this country.
Okay, but what law am I breaking?
I get to pick what animals live, what animals I
You do every day when you purchase an animal product. You're literally condemning them to be executed because you like the way they taste.
How about this? You can go in here and do what you gotta do.
Okay.
I'll do what I gotta do.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out. Okay? Because I was just talking
you
about
gotta do?
helping the situation, right?
I hope I'm changing your mind. I hope I'm changing your mind.
Ma'am, this doesn't change my mind.
So can I just clarify what exactly is the summons? What is the code?
I hope I'm changing your mind. I hope I'm changing your mind.
That little grin she's got, that's the grin of someone who knows she's got this situation like completely in the palm of her hands.
This doesn't change my mind.
So can I just clarify what exactly is the summons? What is the code? What is everything
Can't read her
you're trying
brain.
to enforce right now?
I will come back and enforce when need be.
Okay. Oh, well, we're trying to figure out what's going on so that we can reach a mutual understanding.
The mutual thing is I'm trying to approach you guys as other people on the same planet to make a mutual agreement that maybe we can move this along.
She's like
So you have
kind
an
of
agreement
giggling.
with Cabo because of its establishment. They called you and told you to move. So if we move over to the corner, then it's okay.
I mean, if we're doing very poorly.
So then we can move to the corner?
This is why this happens behind brick walls, because no one wants to face the reality. And this is why when they are
People have choice. They choose to eat.
they choose to murder
love
other
it.
animals. They
I
choose to
love the
molest children.
videos, and I've seen a bunch of them where like the police arrive and the activists start doing outreach on the police. It's so great.
And it's wrong, and people need to speak up against the violence.
Very different things.
What's the difference?
Ma'am, stop.
What is it? You're making the claim that it's different, and you need to
There
justify
are
that.
legal laws against child molestation.
Laws change, right?
Yes, they do.
And it was legal to rape your wife up until a few decades ago.
I wasn't alive
Insert-
decades ago. I
You were-
can't change the past or whatever else. I can't change. I can only deal with today. I try to make things better for people today.
Okay, well, that would be allowing us to have our freedom of speech
I'm
and
not saying
defend.
I have freedom of speech. I didn't say one thing.
Well, you have to make that clear because
I
it
didn't
seems
do that.
like you're trying to remove us with.
We made a compromise, going to a different corner and not right here.
So you're saying that you have.
Well, like she already made this point though. Like, what are you going to do when she goes down the street and you get a call of complaint because someone, got their feelings hurt that they walked by something that they pay for and it looks brutal, And look, the screens are dark. Like, I mean, people bring up like children all the time. Like, what if a kid walks by? I mean, you kind of have to. Yeah, you might see it, but I don't know. That's on the I feel like that's on the parent though. If a kid walks by, cover their eyes or something if you need to, but they should see it.
Have no code.
No. I have many different complaints.
We're trying to figure out, that's fine, I get that, I understand, but I'm trying to tell you what we know, we being here, standing here. I understand Cabo called you and now it's saying like,
Oh,
you know,
she's in control too.
I did not give any word about who called me or didn't.
here's the thing, is like,
I believe you
People in
did.
this restaurant called. What if 5 people over there called?
What if exactly? What
if?
What?
but that's the thing, is like people can
We
complain,
are trying
right?
to remedy the situation.
We have the right to protest, right? We've all agreed on that.
I never said
We have the right to. Okay.
Well,
We agree to that. You
So you try to move her away. So in a sense, you did.
that we agree to that. Okay. That is what we're doing now. We're trying to
I wish I could do this in like, pause people so that I could make my points. That would be a nice superpower. But just freeze. What was the show? Saved by the Bell. Remember, he could like time out and then he'd talk to the camera for a little bit. Wish I could do that. It'd be nice to pause things once in a while.
Of course, that's what we're doing right now. Okay. Do you guys?
Figure it out.
Are we gonna get a code number or no?
We're gonna figure it out.
Oh, there's
Getting arrested.
getting arrested.
Eventually.
Okay. Can we compromise? You're allowed to be here. You're allowed to do what you want to do.
Oh.
Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things?
I'm allowed to be here.
You're allowed to be here, not be in peace.
So all you accomplished was you gave me a great video for my YouTube channel. Is that what you're saying? Thank you, officer.
Pedestrian traffic.
Please go deal with your emergency. Isn't there like an emergency over there somewhere? That's what I heard. It's a very serious situation. So sorry for whoever was in that serious situation, that store that was getting robbed, or that person who got mugged or murdered. But sorry, there was someone on the street doing vegan outreach. So priorities.
As long as that's...
We're not, we know that, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it gets a little tight over here, all right? So people are going to be tripping over stuff.
Thank you, Victoria.
I understand. We do this, we're...
I'm not saying it now, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? As long as you're not bothering people, we're going to leave it as it is.
Okay.
If you could lower the brightness on the screen an inch, not even.
All right, you already told us that it's fine for us to be here. In fact, we might up the brightness a little bit now, since we kind of went through this whole thing, right? And it's kind of dark. See, I don't know if it's my screen, but it's hard to see. So I think we're going to up the brightness a little bit, just so that we make sure that everybody walking by can see it, especially that little kid that was just like, what are they doing there? See, she wasn't clear. We got to up the brightness.
Just as humans to another human.
Human to another.
But you're not required to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not required
to.
trying
to be a peacemaker between two, three,
okay.
4 tank groups.
So
you do what you want with it. I'm asking you.
Yeah. Okay. So to be clear.
Don't be unclear. Tell me.
Okay. We're allowed to be here.
You're in a legally parked spot as of right now for as long as you've been here.
Okay.
You're not personally impeding a personal traffic.
So what was the code? What was the code? Because that guy was really sure. He was 1,000% sure. It dropped down to 100, but he was at one point 1,000% sure. Is 100 less? Like when you're talking percentages, I guess. Yeah. But
you're up. I'm going to be here for a long time. So if you end up running up to people with the sign and making them look at it, do it, when they're trying to walk by you, we might have an issue then. But if you're just standing here, your sign speaking for itself, I'm leaving you alone.
Okay.
That's
so we're not breaking any codes, is what
you're saying?
You're
not. But again, you're a moving person.
I'm
a speaking person.
Yes.
Things change. They're fluid.
Okay.
Right? Okay. I don't think that I'm saying anything wrong. I don't think I'm hurting you or fighting you in any way. Am I?
No, I'm glad that you guys came to this conclusion that we're not doing anything wrong.
Never said you were. I never said that.
Well, you had said that we broke a code and that we needed a permit. That's what you said.
There are permits that
I'm glad that this was resolved.
That should be obtained. Okay. Should.
Wait, Victoria, though, it's not resolved until you brighten up the screen. I hope she brightens it while they're there. We need to see. I can read it. Animals had a... I can't. It's hard to see. Please, Victoria, please brighten the screen.
Doesn't mean it's absolute. Okay. So we're making a judgment call on the situation. Okay? All right? Is this an agreeable situation?
Agreeable? You mean like how we just won this whole like little spat? And you're going to walk away and we're going to keep doing exactly what we were doing? Is that agreeable? Yeah, I guess, maybe she should ask for more now. Why don't you go look into these places?
Honestly, I have no problem with you doing whatever you want. I get called to complaints with people that are not crimes all the time. I'm trying to make peace.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Again, you have a different opinion than other people.
Do you think that cutting someone's head off is peaceful?
Ma'am, I'm not fighting on the logistics.
Do you guys want cards? I know you guys have taken like
fighting on the logistics. Okay.
Information. Do you want that?
No, we're okay. I appreciate it.
So you could track us down and arrest us? Come on.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Okay. Listen, no hate on these guys. They are doing their job, but look, they got owned in this situation. It must suck to be on YouTube, not looking great, but anyway, well done, Victoria. And so Felix recommended this other one, so let's watch it. So this has become the Victoria stream, but that's okay because it's awesome. All right, share this tab. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for hanging out, doing the stream. Okay, is that, yeah, there we go. Supremacists with white sheets try to cover up their victims. Oh boy. What have you gotten us into, Felix? I have not watched this one, so this will be a fresh reaction. Let's take a look. If it's anything like that other one, it's going to be fun. Good one.
Yes, I am recording you.
Okay, I'm not saying that the way they do it is cool, but being a vegan, they put fertilizer in the grass that our cows eat. What is that doing to the cows? Giving the cows cancer, right? Giving the cows, and then they're feeding it to us.
What I'm not talking about health. I'm talking about
well, first of all, like the cows that you eat do get cancer as well. Like there's actually people who work in slaughterhouses who like cut off tumors and cysts and stuff like that. Sorry to be graphic, but that happens. And there's video of it, as there always is. You can go and watch it. So yeah, they're getting, you know, most animals though are killed as babies, so they don't even have time to develop that. So that says a lot that they're finding tumors on these animals.
rights violations. I'm not talking about the environment. I'm not talking about your health.
Okay.
There's a Holocaust going on, and humans are murdering non-human animals by the trillions every single year.
In America?
Oh,
Yeah,
these
we
guys
are
are drunk,
murdering-
right? I think they're drunk.
Dogs in America. Yeah, we murder them by the millions every
not.
single year.
Are you allowed to show?
That is Asia.
Are you allowed
That
to
is-
show up a TV, show footage on a TV on a street corner? Is that allowed?
In Asia, but in America.
Yeah, but you show me a video in America and show me that the guy's not.
Here, I'm showing the standard practice.
This guy wonders, like, is it legal to like have a TV screen showing footage? That's a head scratcher.
Practices of our country too. Over here, I have beef. Here, this is. Don't look at. Hey, don't look at the dogs then. If you don't eat dogs, if you don't wear dogs, but this is standard legal practice. Okay.
No, but you gotta
Okay,
think
so
back in
how do
our
you
day
justify
when we were hunting.
I'm talking about right.
Hunter-gatherers. I don't give a shit.
I'm talking about
I'm
right
talking,
now.
I'm
What
getting
is your?
fucking protein to get my fucking
I
meat.
can kill you and eat you for protein. Is that
You could
justified?
eat me for protein, but that's
Right.
just cannibalism. Then you're gonna.
I think she's right because you just. Well, I won't say it. She owned that situation. The last one. That was where I was.
Just
going to go.
I think you already are because you.
Just because. All right.
Where are you getting your protein from?
All right.
Tofu?
All right. Can anyone give me a rational argument why they're not
Where are you
vegan?
getting your protein from?
want to know
Where are you getting your protein from? Tofu?
What's your message?
Do you eat fish?
What's your main message?
wait, I just want to know.
King of the Goons coming.
Fish is
Oh,
an animal. Why is fish not an animal? A fish is a living thing.
Fish is an animal.
Yeah.
So why would I eat an animal? Do
So
they
when you
have
eat
a
it, that's what I'm
scent?
saying.
Are they sent?
why is it so pervasive that people think that you can't get protein from like a number of sources? I mean, I never thought that. I mean, okay, when I went vegan, I did look up like how to do it right. I wanted to make sure I didn't have any health issues, so I looked it up. But I never thought that you couldn't get protein. I don't understand that mindset because vegans exist. I understood that. They are alive, walking around. You can't do that if you don't eat protein.
That's
Gentlemen,
that's standard
leave the
practice,
lady
right?
alone.
I mean,
She has the right to her opinion.
yeah.
She has
Do you-
the right the way that she feels. Leave the lady alone.
Do you eat other animals?
So aggressive.
So
It's
so
okay. I
I'm not having
understand
my
that-
throat slit, but these
I
animals
think this
are.
guy's drunk too. It seems like everybody's drunk.
It's okay. You can feel that way.
Get out of here, guys. Fuck off.
Because you're here on
This
the
got this
platform
on
that it's
a
your
loop.
ability to speak
Fuck off.
freely and not to be
Dude,
interfered with.
dude, you can move away from my property.
He's not touching your
Yeah,
property.
but
Hey, if you're gonna stand here on legality, the rest of us. I got it. Just can't touch.
Does it say? Hang on.
You're gonna stand here on.
You can move
Almost
away
looks like
from
it
my
says
property.
drunk
He's not touching your
up
property.
here at the top.
Hey, if
Can't see
you're
the
gonna stand
K
here on
though.
legality, the rest of us. I got it. You just can't touch it though. So it is what it is. Can you please stretch that across the front there?
Don't touch my shit.
Nobody's touching.
Yeah,
anything.
you're on my stuff.
Nobody is touching.
All right.
it.
Well,
Please
I
don't
want
touch
to.
anything.
I want to go to my property.
Okay, you
Leave me
can.
alone.
That's fine. Here you are.
All right.
is
Well, I'm gonna back
happening?
up.
Why is he?
I'm gonna go over here.
He's so triggered. He's trying to put sheets over the cameras.
It's all good, dude. No one's doing anything different than you're doing. Nobody's exercising their right differently than you are. It is what it is.
Again, I bet going through Victoria's head right now, I bet she's like, thank you, Lord, for the great content you are providing me.
No.
I don't know though. I mean, sometimes these situations escalate into like people like getting into fist fights, that kind of stuff. It's rare, but you have to think about that, especially when you got drunk people. So I don't know, like if she's like super calm in this moment, she feels like this is good content, or if she's like real concerned that this could escalate. I don't know.
Hi guys, I'm doing a protest here, and I have these ridiculous individuals over here trying to block my
Okay.
stuff.
She is very
They
calm
got sheets out.
and
Look
enjoying
at
it,
them.
I think.
They're blocking the street. Look
That's
at
my
these
guess.
guys. Look at
I
these
think she loves
awesome
this.
guys. Blocking. What a fucking bunch of goons. What a bunch of goons. Yeah, so why are you trying to hide it? Why are you trying to hide the truth?
So
Why are
tell
you
him.
hiding your faces? Yeah, no one's hiding. That's why you have sheets up. Shit.
Little bits, we can see your silhouette, man. You realize you were
What's the
already
matter,
on the
dude?
camera,
Why are
right?
you hiding?
This is so funny.
Ridiculous.
This
They
is
all
just
ran
making
away
it 10
over
times
there.
better. Like he's drawing attention to it.
How ridiculous.
It's like when they ban a book, right? Now everybody wants to read the banned book.
How fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I'm here, Rockville Center. These people are ridiculous. Yeah, anytime you try to speak about animal rights, people are trying to obstruct the truth, call the police. That doesn't work. They come here out with sheets. Ridiculous. Well, I'm glad that I'm disrupting enough for them to actually have this shit on hand. So just keep doing what you're doing, and whenever obstacles come up, just go past it and you'll be okay.
How you like the steak?
Do you think it's appropriate what I'm doing or what they're doing? If you were in a gas chamber, would you want me to speak up for you? Or would you want him to hold the sheet?
I think there's better places.
Is everyone around us supporting this Holocaust?
I mean,
We need to find more effective ways.
You're on camera.
What, you got tired?
Hide. Hide.
Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Fuck off, dude. Fuck
What's
off.
the most effective way to get you to stop murdering animals? Let me know and I'll spit that right back at you.
Oh, there's the quote, Carrie. Let's run it back.
To get you to fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Fuck.
You missed the fuck off part. That's a key component of this quote. You still there, Carrie? Did you fall asleep again?
Fuck off. What's the most effective way to get you to stop murdering animals? Let me know and I'll spit that right back at you.
So good. Yeah. because everybody always says, this isn't the way to do it. This isn't, this isn't effective. It's usually non-activists, people who have never done any kind of activism before, who have the most knowledge about what is the most effective form of activism. But,
Very difficult time letting people make their own decisions. He's never killed an animal before. Hold on.
You pay for it. That's the issue, right?
You have a very difficult time letting people make their own decisions.
Do you let child molesters just molest whoever
it
they
did
want?
say drunk,
Right.
drunk
But
tea.
you do that. You pay for
Look at that.
baby animals to be raped and murdered. Kidnapped,
funny.
raped, and murdered over and over again.
That sounds good, like drunk tea. I wonder what they... That
Yeah,
seems
good
cool.
job. You're such a hero. You really
I
are.
don't
You're
drink
such a
anymore,
hero. Thanks
so
for
it's all
letting
good.
me know that I'm doing it wrong. That's why you came out, wasted your time to block what I'm showing. Yeah. All right. You can fuck off. If you're not going to change, don't waste my time. You could continue being a horrible,
Protect your
terrible
time,
person
Victoria.
without
Right.
changing.
So what do you tell me? Throw a set of balls and what do you tell me?
And go hold a sheep. Go
Go
hold,
hold
a
a
sheep.
sheep.
Don't hold the sheep. Yeah, you. Who gives a fuck? I like that. Hold the sheep. I would fucking argue for days. Hold me on 4K.
Oh, caught on camera again. Oh boy. Why she's looping this? Be sane, be decent, be vegan, speak up, watch Dominion.com. Great video, Victoria. Another banger. Wow. That was so good. All right. People left? Anybody left? We did a lot. Okay, I had this other one. We'll swap it out though, because let's just make it the Victoria stream, because I did want to react to this one. I don't have anything pulled up at the moment. I'm a little gun shy about reacting to content that might be copyrighted too. I don't know if Earthling Ed is copyrighted, but I think he might be. But people react to it all the time, and I reacted to him the first stream that I did, and it didn't get taken down. Anyway, I bring him up because one of his debates is popped up in my feed here. Anyway, let's do one more Victoria. Victoria's getting a lot of love on this one, but deserves it, so might as well. So I'm sharing that screen now. That's the debate that I was saying. I've watched a lot of Earthling Ed debates. I remember that one. That was pretty good. But anyway, one more Victoria vid, because this one was funny. That last one was funny.
Forward, I walk.
Okay. Are you going to kill someone?
You!
You're going to kill me?
Yes, you.
Why?
Because it would give me so much pleasure to shut you up.
What's the difference between a human and a non-human animal that would justify a difference in treatment?
Their brains.
What about their brains?
Blurry screen.
Can they talk to you?
So there's
speak to you and create things like we do?
So there's some humans that have a lower intelligence of the animals that we holocaust.
Are you trying to have me justify killing humans because of intelligence level? No.
Well, that's your reason for killing these animals, so that would be the reason for killing humans as well. Because Hitler did that.
Please, let's not go there.
Well, why not? You're arguing for a Holocaust.
She goes right to it.
Arguing for Holocaust.
This is a Holocaust.
All right,
we murder them by the trillions, and you're saying
I need you to stop talking.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I used to go hunt.
I heard.
I need you to
But
stop
what's the
talking.
You never let me finish.
Okay,
because
go
you
ahead.
want to interrupt me to make me agree with you. That's not going to happen. All right. So now that that's said, all right, I grew up in a family, all right, that went deer hunting every year. So when I turned 16, I couldn't wait to go with my father, all right, to go deer hunting. So we went.
Made you want?
You need to not talk.
You need to not talk. I'm telling my deer hunting story. Do not interrupt me, Victoria.
Listen, and when I finish talking, then you ask a question. Otherwise,
That's
I leave.
when you ask a question after I finish talking.
That's fine.
All right. And you want to, all you
Can you imagine how the animals feel getting their throats?
All right.
Okay.
Then you need to not talk and you need to listen. And when I finish talking, then you ask a question. Otherwise, I leave.
That's fine.
All right. And you want to, all you
Can you imagine how the animals feel getting their throat slit?
I don't give a shit.
That's the issue. That's apathy. And that's why Hitler killed humans.
If you talk one more word, I walk.
Okay.
Victoria, you talk one more word, I walk. That's how I'm going to end my streams from now on. Felix, you're great. You talk one more word, I walk. I'm just kidding. Harry, one more word. Joey, I'm serious, y'all.
Okay. Are you going to kill someone?
You!
You're going to kill me?
Yes, you.
Why?
Because it would give me so much pleasure to shut you up. I need to talk and get my point across, and you don't let me.
I'm waiting for your point.
Well, I was telling you about my father, all right? And that was the family thing. We used to go hunting, all right? I couldn't wait to go with the family, all right? Because as a kid, that's...
Victoria's thinking, how long is this story going to be?
My father did, that's what my uncles did. So we went, all right? And the second year, I shot a deer. Okay, now my grandmother would cook the deer, all right? At Christmas time, we would go over there and they would cook the deer. There would be a pot of sauce, tomato sauce and meatballs, but it would all be deer. One year we did that. Nobody wanted to eat the deer. They decided that they didn't like the taste. That was the last time I ever shot any animal, because there was no point in killing an animal for the sake of just killing an animal.
Okay.
All right, so I stopped hunting. I ended up eating the whole thing myself because no one else wanted it, and I felt bad for the animal that I killed if no one's going to eat it. There's no point in that. All right, but the head's hanging up in my house.
What about sensory pleasure? Is that a justification to kill someone?
What's the sense?
That was a good story. I mean, wow. Like, gather around, boys and girls. We're going to listen to an amazing story about a guy who shot a deer, felt bad about it, put the head on his wall. Okay. That really helped this conversation.
Sensory pleasure.
Taste pleasure?
Well, yeah, I'm going to go have a hot dog now.
So sensory pleasure is not a justification for murdering someone.
The camera was so blurry. It's hard to do this stuff. Like, like technology always fails us. My streams get choppy. It's so frustrating, isn't it, Victoria? But this is still a great video.
I have to eat food, and I don't want to just live on vegetables.
You don't have to just live on vegetables.
Well, what else do you eat?
There's a lot of other things
like
to eat.
Fish, okay? Because they swim around, and that's fine because they're fish. They don't know any better.
No, they're animals.
Okay.
So
what do you eat?
Not animals. But you don't need to care. What I'm saying is, think about it from justification purposes. You don't have to care about other humans to not violate them. Just like you don't need to care about other animals to not violate them. The question is it justified? I don't have to care about your dog. I don't have to care about you, but I know that it's wrong to violate your rights. And that's the simple thing about animal rights. Just don't go out of your way to pay someone or kill them yourselves. Just eat other things, plants. So you don't have to care. You can totally not care, but just don't violate someone else's rights. That's all we're saying. We're not asking you to love animals, like them, anything like that. We're just
No, I like animals. I like a lot of things. It's just that...
But that's not the concern if you like them or love them or anything like that. It's if you do harm to them, if you are cruel to them. That's what we're saying that you should not be doing, and you don't have a justification for it. That's what it comes down to. So all we can do is give you resources in ways in which you can eat other things that don't suffer for you unnecessarily. And it's up to you to make that decision and go forward with it. But there is no,
You know what? I understand what you're saying. All right, and I appreciate what you're doing, and that's a good thing. All right, but at my age, I'm not changing.
That's, an interesting thing that I've heard several times too. Even people close to me, that's just like, at my age, I'm whatever age. So what, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what age you are, like today, tomorrow, that's what matters, So I think that some people, like when they're like over, like 50 or something, I don't know, they start to think like, what's the point in changing? I've done this my entire life. But obviously it matters.
Make sure that I don't hurt any living human beings, but I am still going to eat meat. And when I leave here, I'm going
living human beings. So he had to clarify that he didn't want to hurt dead humans.
over there to get a hot dog that I've been dying to have.
well, they've been dying to have that. You literally have not been.
Okay, I'm not literally physically dying.
But they are. And that's.
And I'm glad they did, so I can eat them. Okay?
That's the psychopath.
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Oh, he admits
but the head's hanging up in my house.
Maybe they blurred him on purpose because he was like, I do not consent, just like that other person. Maybe they blurred it. Did you blur this on purpose, Victoria? Probably not. Because she would have just blurred his face. Anyway, that was Victorious Vegan. It's up on the screen, as you can see. Go sub to her channel. That was awesome content. So fun to react to. All right, well, we've been going like 2 hours. I think the chat died down. I wonder if it's a technical glitch because I know some people in my chats, like they're chatty. So I don't know what's happening. Just like with the blurry camera, I think like maybe the chat's froze or something. Who knows? What are you going to do? I don't know. I did promise y'all a recipe, right? In my title, plus my special recipe. Okay. So recipes do really well on YouTube. I'm going to give y'all a good one. Okay, I got it right here. Harry, if you're watching, I do eat. Don't worry. Okay. Is it in the camera? Let's see. Let me drop this vid. Okay. Hang on. All right. Okay. Now it's just me. All right. You all see this? Okay. This is a special recipe. It's kind of complicated. Bread. See that? Peanut butter. All right. This is what you do. Take the bag of bread. 2 slices. Not one. You could do one. Get 2 slices. I eat the end. It's perfectly good. Eat the end. It's fine. 2 slices of bread. Put that on the plate. Take the peanut butter. Open the lid. Okay. This is like pure, just all it is peanuts. No salt, no nothing added. Ground up peanuts. Take the knife. Scoop out some peanut butter. Okay. You want to get that a good little chunk like that. All right. Let me make sure you can see this. Okay. Spread that on there. Take your time. Get it just right. This is an act of love. This is, if you want it done right, you got to do it real well. Spread that out. Just like so. Okay. All right. That's done. Put the lid back on. Sometimes people forget this step. Put the lid back on. Tie up the bag again. Don't want your bread going hard. I'll just leave that like that. Tie that up later. Does it look done? Not quite. One more step. There you go. That's my recipe. Thank you all for watching my recipe. There's going to be a lot more of that on this channel because they do well, you know? So there you have it. Peanut butter sandwich. Now this is a mukbang video. Is that how you pronounce it? Probably not. All right. So we'll probably do a recipe per stream or something, if that's a hit. So anyway, also, you know, if you want to wash it down because peanut butter is sticky, I've got this Waterloo. Hey, sponsor me, Waterloo. Yeah, sparkling water. Cool. All right. Let me show you all one more thing just to promote live streams that I've done, that sort of thing. So anyway, I have been doing some gaming streams. I know that's not the same kind of content, but I enjoy it. It's allowing people to interact and it's fun. So last night for New Year's, we were streaming this game called Neva. And I'm just going to show y'all because it was cool. I had so much fun, honestly, doing this thing. All right. How do I do that? Present. Share screen. Still learning. Patience, patience. Okay, that one. Look at this game, y'all. It's so good. Look at the art. And the reason I'm sharing it is one, to just let y'all know that if you go to my channel, you click the lives, you can watch gaming content now. It's kind of, you know, it's going to be for different people. But this one had like kind of like almost an animal rights theme to it. Almost. Kind of. So there's this little character right here. Look at this.
Neva.
Hybrid. Look at that little yawn. All. And then you go around hugging the dog deer, wolf deer. And look at how good this looks. Just skip through. Look at that. Doing some battle. Anyway, this is what I did last night for my New Year's. What did y'all do? I know what a few of you did because some of y'all were here. But anyway, yeah, it's just a really cool game. So anyway, check out that game too. That was fun. All right. I think I'll end the stream because the chat seems to be broken. I'm sure there's some people chatting. I see there's viewers, but chat seems to be broken. Maybe the stream is broken. Maybe I've been taken down. I don't know. But anyway, it still says it's going on my end. Maybe I'll go onto my channel. Let me see if I have a warning or something. Let's look. That's what happened last time. I didn't know we had been done with the stream when they took my stream down. YouTube did. And I just noticed that all of a sudden, all the viewers were gone. And I was like, I didn't say anything that bad. Looks like we're still up. So I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for joining. So this will be a video that you can stream back if you click on the live. There's one other reaction that I've done. That was the first one that I did. The second one, as I said, got taken down. They did restore it because I appealed and it was up, but I just deleted it because it was 30 minutes of me chatting and then a screen for 10 minutes while I didn't know we were down saying this has been taken down for private, like copyright reasons or something like that. So anyway, it was a busted attempt. So, and then Joe and I tried a game, Roblox, and that also was a disaster because the game was glitching. So anyway, at this point, I'm rambling. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the stream. It means a lot to me. I know this is a small channel. Your support means a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, do the comment, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Make sure you follow the people that we reacted to today. That was John ARA. John ARA, JOHN ARA. We did Vegan Gaze at the beginning. You all know Vegan Gaze, but if you don't, sub to her channel. And then Victorious Vegan, which we've been watching for the last hour or so. So make sure you check out those channels, give them some love because it makes a big difference. I feel like people who are doing this type of activism, especially kind of these like, street outreach type activism, you get some hatred. So it feels good when you've got people supporting. So give them some love and thank them for their work, because it's so great. So great. We need more of that. All right. Thank you for joining, guys. Good night.